guys, Ashley Daniels here for the Real Housewives of New York after show. We've got the full crew here tonight and lots to discuss, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Who are we talking about tonight with this song?
A lot of them.
Who needs to be humble and sit down on tonight's episode?
Sonia.
You think it's Sonia? You think it's Ramona?
I say Ramona for me, yeah.
I say Ramona.
Yeah, I'll say Ramona
I
as well.
think LuAnn is also on a
Yeah,
tonight.
little LuAnn too.
Everyone's on their little
totally.
mission tonight.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey guys, Ashley Daniels here. You can tweet me at Ashley Daniels. Who am I with? Starting to my right.
Hey guys, today's a big day for me. I just released the promo video to my YouTube series, which is gonna air this summer. It's called Your Time with Thomas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if you guys can please follow my social media at Thomas Orlina and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Your Time with Thomas.
Wow, excited for that.
Hey guys. Oh, it's me. It's Lyndsey here. I've had Dad here with me from Wisconsin, so I feel like I'm back to my Wisconsin accent. So find me on all things social media at Lyndsey Wegner.
And I'm Megan Stecher, so happy to be back and not sick and coughing. And it's my favorite day of the week. Let's talk RHONY.
Talk
Yes.
RHONY. I'm gonna be honest, because we're always honest. It's a little sweltering in here. The AC's
Yes.
the AC's not working. Okay, so we are very hot right now.
sweating.
I'm really sweaty. Little lightheaded. Feeling a little Dorinda right now.
Yes.
Yes.
So please forgive us.
We need a Bloody
we are-
Mary.
I know, and we've had not one drink in here, so.
We really need
yeah.
a drink. Although that would make us warmer. But okay, let's get right into it. Starting with the Bronx. Bethany says that Ramona has it out for her, and she's just discussing all of her thoughts on Ramona. Says that, Bethany says she really just doesn't care. She knows what she's doing when she does it, meaning Ramona knows what she's doing. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think that she's calculated?
I think that there are moments where she is. People now accept her for who she is, and she does maneuver her way through the show. She laughs about it, so it's not a secret. I do think that she has her moments, for sure.
Yeah.
I think this is the way that she's always been, as we saw the flashback when she says, I'm not a malicious person. And we flash back to all the malicious things she's done to LuAnn over the years, and she sits there and giggles about it.
Yeah.
So she's fully aware of what she's doing.
And I think Bethany was kind of right tonight in saying that, alcohol was her truth serum. So I think that these are things that Ramona says behind Bethany's back and probably agrees with other cast members about, when they speak about her behind her back. And because she was so drunk and maybe on a little something, who knows, she was definitely in rare form, it came out. But, the funny thing is I feel like these are things probably Jill has said about Bethany in the past too. So I feel like maybe those two kind of talk and agree on these kind of things.
Yeah.
Their feelings on Bethany.
Even if they didn't talk, yeah, totally. And even if they didn't talk, Ramona could be just kind of listening to old episodes.
Yeah.
You never know.
Just imagine a small package of her talking about Jill, too. Like, seeing a Ramona
Yeah.
package of all the shade that she's thrown
Totally.
would be crazy.
Yeah. Tipsy girl, too. This started a lot of heat tonight.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm glad we brought it up, actually. I kind of miss talking about that whole moment. Because I honestly thought when I watched last season that this was it for Sonia. Bethany and Sonia were done. She came for Bethany's brand. And now we're here and everything's okay. So it makes me think for future seasons, like with Ramona doing this, we might see Ramona and Bethany back again. Who knows?
Yeah, could be. But, Sonia says that, Dorinda's boyfriend, John, wanted in on it.
Ooh.
And Dorinda's, not having
Well,
it.
no, she kind of said,
It was text.
yes, it was text, but John was saying Dorinda was 100% in.
Right.
So it was more, Dorinda was upset because she said, I was never ever wanted to be a part of Tipsy Girl ever.
She said
If
John-
John wanted
right,
to do
right.
it, go ahead, be the Tipsy guy. She didn't care, but she does not run his estate, or she does not run her estate. He does not live with her. They are not married. He has no say about what she wants to do or what doesn't want to do. And she said she had zero interest in Tipsy Girl. And she wanted to make that very, very clear.
She didn't make it clear that John didn't want it, though. She made
No.
it like John maybe did. Kind of if anything, kind of threw him under the bus a little bit, right? Because that's kind of weird. Like the guy who like literally insulted the brand last year, calling it like Skinny Cow or saying you stole from Skinny Cow, is the same guy that potentially could have wanted in on it, maybe, or thought Dorinda did, or just was even discussing it. Is weird enough.
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed we didn't get to see that receipt that Sonia had. Yeah. Where was that text? I was waiting for it. I was like, this is the moment that Sonia's going to get validated. Doesn't exist.
I mean, I just was like so happy to see drunk Dorinda back.
Yes.
Like slurring up a storm. When she came in and said, I'm hungover, I need a Bloody Mary, I'm like, no, I think she's still drunk because she went from like
Drunk from the previous
I'm hungover,
night or went and had drinks that morning?
from the previous night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she went from I really need a Bloody Mary to like it's kind of like, you know, if you drink so much the night before on those like rare like couple of nights a year that you wake up and you're like,
Yep.
I think I'm still drunk. And 4 hours later is when the hangover hits, like, I think Dorinda was still drunk.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally. She's like, back that up, back
And
that up.
I love when they fight, and there's so many people in the room, so it really makes it real. Because when it's like just the girls in one room, it's like, oh, it's typical. But you see a whole bunch of people having lunch, and all this is going down.
Oh, the guys from the Bronx were the best.
Yeah, they were
staring at them.
They
Yeah,
didn't care.
well, they're like, oh, this is a typical Italian lunch. Everyone's screaming at each other. No one stormed out and left. I was shocked.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
They,
that's
like,
what I was
got
going to
over
ask you.
it.
What is it about Dorinda yelling that makes it less scary, that people can laugh? That's something if Bethany or Ramona, people like want to get out of the room like immediately.
I think it's because Dorinda, in these cases, is usually so drunk and slurry that they don't take her serious because her words aren't coming out crisply and sharply in the way that like a Bethany's would.
Right.
And
Right.
it wasn't something that was insulting Bethany, so Bethany didn't have to leave.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying in general, everybody's laughing about it. Like, it's like funny when Dorinda yells, but when Ramona is slurring and yells, it's not as funny. We're almost kind of like, it's like grossed out by it. But like with Dorinda, it's like hilarious.
I think it's a personality that Dorinda has shared with all the viewers. It's like, oh, she's on a new episode like this, and people find her endearing more than they find Ramona. I think that's what it is.
Okay, I mean, if she said something she said to Sonia where you're bankrupt, you fool, clip. What was the clip? That's the new one. That's going to be on Watch What Happens Live.
You're a fraud.
Asswipe.
Yeah.
But it was almost like she didn't even. She was kind of laughing through it. I think she
Yeah.
knew how ridiculous she was being, and that she was just. I don't know. That's the way I look at it. That she knew it was just. It wasn't all super dead serious. It was a stupid argument, and so no one else took it very seriously either.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, good point.
I think like Dorinda's being really vicious to Sonia though. When they have a small disagreement,
Yeah.
she starts with the whole "I have papers on you," and I find that to be like, if I were Sonia, I'd be like, "How dare you?" You know, I think, and as one of the other women sitting there, I'd be like, "Are you crazy? You went and got a file on her?" You know, and they're all just like trying to get her to quiet down.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember when Dorinda said she has a friend that does all her detective work for her?
Yeah.
She's got the file. I'm
Right.
starting to think this friend is her.
Oh,
Her little manila folder.
She
just,
always has
pulls
like
it
all
out.
these files and all these details.
she said it was a friend of John's, right? In the first episode that she brought it up.
She said there was another time she said it was just a friend of hers that like has nothing to do and spends time looking up stuff or looking for stuff. Guys, in the chat, if you want to let us know or comment on YouTube, we
It's
would love
Dorinda.
But-
We already talked.
Right, it's like, what
Yeah.
if
We talked
Dorinda's
about
gonna
this a
help
couple
you
few
with
episodes
that?
back. We were all saying,
Yeah.
"It's you. You just we all own it now." But if something came down, I'd be like, "So a friend of mine saw on your Facebook."
Mm-hmm.
I saw it. I'm not claiming it.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. It's like all the posts asking for a friend. No, you're asking for yourself.
Yeah, totally.
It's fun watching these women like have their moments of arguing because it's like adult high school.
Yes.
It's like literally adult high school, and it like you have those moments in high school where you look back and then it's exactly what they're doing right now. Like the fact that Sonia brought up the Berkshires from last season. It's like it's great
Well, I
TV.
mean, and for Ramona, high school was 50 years ago, so that would make her 68. Ramona, don't age yourself, girl. Come on.
She might be.
We never know. We never
She
know.
looks great for 68.
Tinsley's therapy session. The first time I think we've seen therapy since Bethany used to go to therapy. Do you guys
Yes.
agree?
Yeah.
What do you think that they kept this in? To kind of get more of a vulnerable side to her? Or I don't know. It was kind of...
I feel like she's not giving enough at all for a storyline, so this was a really good way to get something out of her and get her a little emotional, which we saw twice tonight, which was great. It just, watching her, she's such a dud for me on this show because I feel like most of the other women are very honest or get called out on their BS and then they do have to be honest. And Tinsley's just very, to me, like, that rich girl that'll always have an excuse for something. Like, they don't have to have responsibility. It's funny to me that she's so into not wanting to date a guy that is a trust fund kid and has a lot of money and doesn't have to work hard. I'm like, well, what are you doing?
Right.
That's exactly what you are. Maybe you're fed up with yourself because you've not had to have a career.
Yeah.
But do you think part of her... I lost my train of
Sorry,
thought.
you look like you're melting, you poor thing. Literally,
Do I look like I'm melting?
Yeah,
do I look
do.
Sorry, guys. I'm not miserable, I promise.
Lyndsey, so literally, I got nervous for you for a second.
No, I literally just, like, I got lost in your lip gloss. It's so
Like
pretty.
glittering
I'm
lips.
so sorry.
It's okay.
We'll come back.
We'll come back to
I'll
that.
think
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what I was going
Well,
to say about
Totally.
Tinsley.
I'll say with Tinsley, I think that there's a disconnect. We're just not getting. It doesn't matter how many times she repeats herself and says the things that make her feel vulnerable. It's the same three things, and it's like, we get it. You feel a certain way about having a publicized divorce and getting arrested, but what else is there?
Yeah.
Right.
There's a facade.
That's what it is.
Right.
So do you think because she was in the public eye with this trespassing situation and it was so bad, she's afraid of putting on a bad front on the show, so she's trying to be on her best behavior right now so that they can't talk any more negatively about her?
Do you think that's why she went on the show in the first place then?
Absolutely.
To try and fix back the train up,
Back
fix
that up. Back that up.
and not get too dramatic. Back it up. Clip back. Try to do a little bit of damage control and not dig herself in any further now. So she's holding. That's what I'm seeing, because even when she's crying, I see a therapist. You guys know I lost my mom, so we talk about my family, we talk about relationships, we talk about a lot of things. But when I break down in my therapist's office, I break down.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there on the verge of tears, just trying to not cry about the person that was most traumatic thing in my life.
Right.
I am full blown, like, ugly cry. And not saying that not everyone goes through emotions differently,
Of course.
but I feel like she's putting up a wall and she's not letting herself go. And you can see that she's trying to control those feelings and those urges. That's what I'm sensing from her. And she's not being her true self.
No, totally. And I think, like, if she wanted to do the show to rebrand, refresh, you know, hopefully she has a publicist that can kind of guide her through, so that moments where it's too much, then she can still be herself, but, like, be guided. It looks like she's just, like, was signed up to be on the show and live with Sonia, and then now we're seeing this unraveling, you know, it girl, and it's not looking good for her.
Sadly, I work with so many publicists, and sadly, not saying hers, I don't know hers. Sadly, a lot of them don't really care. They're just working to get you the next thing. They're not really there to manage you and make sure you're making the right decisions and sitting with you and guiding you. Smaller boutique ones sometimes do that, and some larger ones too. But overall, I've been very surprised to see that that's not always the case, and I think we all assume that that's the case.
I hope she came with a plan, though.
I would hope she did too. It
I
just
hope
seems
so.
right now she's very lost and doesn't want to be alone.
Yeah.
And I think that's why she doesn't want to move out of Sonia's.
Yeah,
You know, I think she
definitely.
doesn't want to be by herself because she has to face herself, you know, so you have to be distracted. But
I appreciated the therapy, though. That was nice to
that's
see
good.
more of her story, and it's going to get a little bit repetitive, and people are not going to find this very relatable at all with her, you know, situation, because people go to therapy for different reasons, but this one, it's like, it's only relatable to a certain demographic that she's going to have to come up with something real quick.
And she's really got to work on loving herself first.
Absolutely.
LuAnn said it later on, which we all laughed at because it's LuAnn saying it. But she really, truly does, because she's broken right now, and she's not going to find, she's looking for that happiness in somebody else versus looking at for herself. I'm not one to talk, but I'm just saying, from an outsider's perspective, it's very obvious that that's what she's doing. She's trying to find that happiness in someone else first, and she's not going to find that true happiness then. And I would wish her the most happiness. She deserves it.
Sometimes hitting rock bottom or even just hitting a low in your life can really bring you to a place of clarity. And when you're never left in that place and you're always given everything, it's hard to find that hope and that happiness and through a struggle, because a lot of our things that we consider, not blessings are actually blessings.
Yeah.
So I think in her case, it's just been a very easy ride, and this is the only struggle she's dealt with, and she's never had to deal with one. So I think she's just like, what the heck do I do? I've never dealt with issues and problems. Maybe she has. We don't really know. But from what we're seeing, it seems like life's been pretty easy up until her situation with her husband.
Now, if
but we
she-
don't know.
Yeah, now if she grows and she does something for herself, that will be super appealing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wow, we saw your past life and now you figured it out and you've want to do something for yourself. So that will be hopefully something that we see later on. And it's like what the therapist said, to aim for a better version of yourself. So
And she did say last week she does have a job.
What is the job? I was thinking
don't
of
know.
that.
she mentioned that she has a job.
I have a job in family money. What's the job?
I don't know.
I think a lot of my very wealthy friends say they have a job and it's in the family business, and really it's like they answered phones when they were 12, like for the family business. And
That's what I was thinking. It was
I don't know.
involved in the family business, and she doesn't really actually work
I
because
don't
she's
know.
available for every lunch and dinner they ever film. So
always. I mean, her mother was dressed from head to toe in designer, and
Yeah.
they have tons of money.
Dripping in
Just
money.
the fact that she's renting instead of buying is interesting too. It's like, just buy a place. Like, you have money.
You're looking at $9,000.
Yeah, just buy it. All right, off of Tinsley and on to Ramona. Just as fun. Ramona gets an invite to Vermont. Very interesting. And instead of accepting it with gratitude, she wants to let everybody know that she's usually invited to cooler places with better people and better things and better men, called Aspen, and it's just a better place.
This is so Ramona.
Oh.
I
This is
saw
so
Megan's
Ramona.
face, and Megan literally was like, "What?"
I had to give her the middle finger.
Yeah.
It just was like a physical reaction, and I was like, "F you, Ramona."
Yes, she
Yeah.
really
Amazing.
did.
But Ramona
Embarrassing.
made all her own money, so I guess she only wants the best of the best. She didn't F her way to the
What
top.
the heck
Yeah.
was that? Like,
That was just shade. That's just classic Ramona shade, because this is now Bethany inviting her to something, and this is Ramona's way of being like, oh, well, now she's inviting me, so now she gets to say whatever she wants to say. That's how I kind of took it.
You're right, and I feel like it was exactly right after LuAnn was like, Bethany doesn't have a problem with you going. This is Bethany's trip, and you should let Bethany come to you. Maybe not give it a rest on the apologies.
Right.
And as soon as she said that, it was
Snapped.
like, oh, I'm gonna be the mean girl and try to attract Bethany to come make nice with me.
It's
Yeah.
all, it's
Oh,
all
God,
out
it's
of
so
fear.
Mean Girls.
It's all
Yeah.
out of fear of being
Tragic.
Of not being wanted or not being accepted by Bethany, so she just wants to, out of fear, let her know, let everybody know. She doesn't care anyway. She doesn't even like it there. She doesn't want to be there. It's not even cool. It's like, just let your guard down. But it's too late now. Because apparently, according to Lyndsey, she's 68, so really all right, Bethany.
She looks great.
LuAnn and Sonia have a brief little argument over Tom or something of that nature. Anybody want to
Yeah.
expand on that?
I don't even remember what.
Same
I had to
stuff.
get clarity from Lyndsey. I was like, how? What? Huh?
Right.
But Sonia first off throws a little shade like, oh, you're Miss D'Agostino. It's on all over social media. You changed your Instagram. You changed all your stuff. Well, she's married now.
Yeah,
As
and she should.
most people usually, when they get married or engaged, make a Facebook notification or there's a picture.
And
like,
also being known so
nothing wrong with that.
Quick side note, being known so publicly as the Countess, which is a former title now, she's trying to push her new name
Exactly.
into
Definitely.
into
And there's
the
probably a little
atmosphere.
bit of claiming territory as well that comes with that. But the issue was that Sonia was making a big deal that Dorinda and LuAnn weren't friends. They may have met at a bar mitzvah, but that didn't make them friends. We slept with the same person, so we're better friends. That's basically what I took it. They didn't even sleep with the same guy.
Eskimo sisters. Okay, so she's
making a point that because
and so she's still talking smack about Dorinda.
So
night
still
and
talking
day.
smack about Dorinda and
Pissing off
insulting LuAnn
Yep.
by saying that, well, I slept with your husband. The joke's done now.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
done. You can't say it anymore.
She got him
Yeah.
down the aisle. As much as we all don't trust it, it happened. So get over it.
And I'm so glad that LuAnn had a storm off, because if anybody were to do something like that to me, I would have done the same thing and I would have shut it down.
Same.
Because we're past the point of it being funny, and she's married.
Right.
You didn't get the guy. You have two guys. You need to figure out your situation. Just
Right.
let's move on here. So I was living for LuAnn leaving.
It was like the old Countess to me, and I loved it. Because
Yes.
remember before she showed her I don't know, her dark side, her devious
God,
side, and she
yeah.
was so Upper East Side, and so how dare you have your driver not call me Mrs., you know.
Yeah.
And it was that to me, and I loved it. She, like, put that fabulous coat over her shoulders,
Yes, she
like,
did
whisked
the
straight
overcoat.
out of there.
We got some more counters tonight, and we'll get to that. We also got some more Ramona shade, which we'll also get to. So it was a lot of repetitive patterns tonight of old behaviors coming
Well,
back. for
before
some
we leave the
fun.
restaurant, we have
Yes,
some fun,
yes, please.
Oh.
fun new ways instead of having to go to a restaurant and
Ooh,
storming off. You can
tell
just go. Denny's has always been a place where America can come and get their favorite breakfast, lunch, all their dishes, serving whenever you guys want. Now with Denny's On Demand, they've taken the same always open philosophy that is synonymous with the restaurant and applied it to online ordering. Now bringing access to our craveable dinner fare wherever guests want. Thanks to their new platform, guests have a quick and easy way to place a mobile or online takeout order to their favorite menus, items, and everything on the menu.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. If you're having a Denny's moment, Denny's always. Denny's dish availability is on your fingertips 24/7, and they've also partnered up with Hulu to give guests a free 60-day trial of the premium service
Oh,
for
that's
Hulu.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
huge
so
gift.
cool.
Wait.
Food and TV.
I'm on there right now. There's a Denny's right down the street from us. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
on
what I'm
There's
gonna
one
say.
There's
I'm
one right
about
next
to
door to my
order some
house.
food.
There's one literally on Sunset right now.
Yeah, Denny's is life. Denny's is forever.
What do you guys get? Okay, tell me after.
For a limited time, users who place a Denny's On Demand will again receive that Hulu trial. And with Denny's On Demand, online ordering with your dinner favorites are at your fingertips. Visit Dennys.com and click to order online or download the Denny's online app.
We all love Denny's.
What do you guys get at Denny's?
chicken.
I
I
usually
change
go
this
for
every
breakfast.
time.
I
Breakfast,
do
hash
love
I always
browns,
just get
Breakfast.
breakfast.
Yeah.
the little dipping balls with the icing that you can get.
It's a serious question now, so
Meatloaf.
maybe you
Like
guys
a
are like
stack
really
of
think about it.
pancakes.
But in all seriousness, pancakes, IHOP or Denny's?
I'd probably say Denny's.
I say Denny's. But I say hot chocolate at
I say
IHOP.
IHOP because you have the options of the flavors of syrup. I want like
I like
I want to
regular
dip
syrup.
each one in different syrup, but that's
Okay, anyway. Now I want that.
quick.
So thanks.
Quick side note too. Olga let us know that Tinsley is an event planner and has a line of houseware products according to Google.
Oh,
she doesn't get
well,
the houseware thing. She's
we
not sure
did
if she's even
not
boiled
know
water,
that.
but.
She
we
needs an
do. Thank
eyelash
you, Olga.
line.
Chopped kale salad at Denny's. Oh, done. I'm
Oh,
ordering
damn.
dinner.
Yes.
With chicken.
10 order.
Well,
That's
let's
so
talk
healthy.
about Bethany's Vermont Lincoln Log House. Is that what she's calling
Chateau or
Yeah.
So,
chalet.
my God.
Rental.
Seriously, the most beautiful house
Amazing.
ever. I mean, this was unbelievable.
But were you guys dying over how themey they were all dressed?
They were so themey.
They were
Like
like,
you said-
okay,
somebody
first
said Dumb
of
and
all,
Dumber?
the Dumb and Dumber
Yes.
throwback with everybody's furry boots. I couldn't get it.
Bethany's
Yes.
outfit was so Dumb and Dumber. Just the colors.
ski-
I mean,
with the fur
the
boots.
skis
It was
on the
like,
back.
here's my problem.
IOU. These are
Here's
better than money.
my-
This
why-
is IOU.
Here's why I'm so obsessed with Bethany and also like can't even take her. She is so themey because I feel like she's trying to remake, like her childhood was so messed up, and every time she does something
yeah.
fun and family-ish and girlfriendy, I think she's trying to make it so very. And like with her Christmas party, it was like, and now we're gonna drink hot chocolate shots out of this cup, and blah, 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 and now we're gonna and do the ice luge. And it's like she's like trying to force you to have such a good time, and everything's like, and I did this and I did
Yeah.
that, and this decor and skinny girls in the corner, and like it just cracks me up about her. I love it, and also I can't stand it.
But
I love
Dorinda's
it.
kind of similar with her, like, I made it nice.
Yeah,
I made it
yeah,
nice.
yes.
These are the Santa Clauses, and I made it nice. And she was like, huh? But she had, like, seemed like a nice childhood. So, I don't know.
Right.
I agree with you, though. Bethany is she has the money. I think she's excited to do things that she
Right.
couldn't do.
If I had
Because
the
she's an
money to do that.
entertainer.
Yeah, she's an
Right.
entertainer.
a host
Right.
at heart. And she tried when she didn't have money to do the great lychee cocktails and this and that. And, like, probably couldn't make ends meet, but wanted to do things she couldn't do. Now she's like, I have all the money in the world. I have the best parties I was dreamed of.
right.
And
So
this is
good for her. It's
and
like,
this is like
go
an
for it.
appetizer. This is an
Yeah.
appetizer to Mexico.
Totally.
Imagine
Which
what
I
that
can't-
house is going to look like.
I would
I'm
literally
so
die.
excited.
Tequila is my life. Okay. It's not really, I wish it was my life, but it's my favorite drink. Okay. Bethany's tequila trip, they talk about that. And then it's funny, we're getting a play-by-play of the text message sent from Ramona to Bethany. And it starts off when we see Dorinda and Bethany talking about it and how Ramona, like, missed a word and accidentally sent the text, so Ramona. And then in the car, we see Tinsley, Sonia, Ramona, and Ramona's like, okay, and then I forgot. I accidentally sent this text. I wasn't ready yet. And we have a back and forth.
And
which
she's
I
already
love
texting
that.
me back, and so I'm responding
Yeah.
to the response.
And then Bethany said something about, like, it's Tourette's at the end. She's like, oh, here comes Ramona's Tourette's.
Well,
what do you think about that?
I
Is it
think-
something that she just agreed to with Bethany because she was like, oh,
Yeah.
Bethany doesn't want to be my friend, so I don't want to be hers either?
Yes, that's exactly it. Bethany made it clear, I don't want your friendship. So that was the quickest thing for Ramona to say, okay, well, I don't want your friendship either. That's okay with me. We're on the same page. We're on the same page then. That was just because your feelings are hurt, so you snap back right away and act as though it's not.
We're really in the middle of all this now, because it's like when you start the season, you don't expect divides, and then later as you keep going through it, it's like, look, there's like a wedge between two people, but we start off as everybody's fine. It's interesting how these housewife shows work, but if there was no divide, I probably think this season would be kind of boring a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm fine with it. I know deep down inside Ramona she has her moments, but I appreciate her on this franchise.
I do too. She's just really entertaining.
Yeah.
So then, Dorinda first says
my
that
God.
she's like, I packed so much, you're not going to believe it. So they go to her Range Rover. She goes in her trunk, and she's not even, like, surprised that she didn't have her luggage. And at the same time that she discovered she didn't have her luggage, she's like, do you want to come to the Berkshires with me on my way back or something?
I'm driving back, so if either of you
Yeah.
want to come with me, you can
And Carol's
join me.
like, I'm going to be with Bethany or something. She's picking up Bryn. And then it's not even like, it's like almost Dorinda's not even surprised. And then later on in the living room, she's like, well, when I was over the bridge, I realized I didn't bring my luggage. But she didn't admit that, because then she went to the car and was like, look at all the luggage I packed. But then she admitted that she forgot the luggage and realized it on the bridge. What was
And
it?
they said you didn't realize it till you got here.
Yeah.
It was very odd.
She's like, well, it came in my head or something at the bridge. So what was it? Was she
I
just
feel like Dorinda's starting to have senior moments.
Yeah.
Like she's at the age where you start to have senior moments,
I don't
and then
know.
you try to pass it off like, oh, I was delighted to find out it was because she had a good shtipping, and like it just
Shtipping,
like
oh
cleared,
my God, that's
It just like
amazing.
cleared her mind of any common sense.
God.
How funny!
Oh my
That was
God.
wild.
I was
Great.
still confused as to where her bags actually are. Are
I
they
know,
at
she
her
makes it
New
seem
York
like it's outside
apartment?
on the
Outside of the street. That's
Yeah,
what
they
she
were
was
sitting
saying.
outside her house. So what did you?
I'm gonna order
wondering-
a $9,000 Uber.
Yeah,
I
Uber,
know.
5 hours.
I guess when you have the money, the courier service.
She didn't even care.
Order
She's
it right
like,
up.
Yeah. We've been seeing this a lot, and then the pattern where she forgot, like, for LuAnn's bridal shower, she was supposed to actually be part of the bridal
Yes.
party. We're seeing, like, a
Good
pattern
point. She was at
here.
the beach.
But I'm
Yeah.
wondering if
Drinking
this is
margaritas
all
or
like
Bloody
drinking
Marys.
related.
Yeah,
Well, no, because she
maybe.
wouldn't have been so drunk driving.
wouldn't
up
be driving,
there.
right.
No.
In the
But she
snow.
said,
Oh my
she said
God.
she had like a late night, or she said she was having sex with John, but like didn't. Oh yeah, she napped later, as if she was exhausted later. But I think she said she
Yeah.
always takes a 4 o'clock nap every
She
day, no matter
does.
what. So
She
maybe that
does.
was a 4 o'clock nap, even though it was super dark out. No, they
Yeah.
said it was 7:30. She took a nap for
Right.
a later nap than usual.
Probably because she was driving.
Yes, because she was driving.
She was driving up
I
during
mean,
the day.
that was like, she has to wear that black turtleneck for the next like 72 hours or whatever, however long she has to wear that black turtleneck. Who's going to share their toothbrush with Dorinda? That's the question of the day.
Oh my God.
don't
I just
know.
pull a PA aside and be like, look, go to
Yeah,
the nearest
totally.
CVS, get me like some face wash, some.
Or call
toothbrush.
Sonia's intern.
Wouldn't you be nervous that your stuff's outside, though, if you actually thought it was outside?
Oh, hell yeah.
In New
Where
York
was
City?
her stuff? Like, wouldn't it be still in the apartment?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
Or
that's
maybe
what
she
she
took
meant.
it down. Maybe she took it down. Maybe she has like a
it to the
concierge
foyer
in
or-
like a
Oh.
front desk person
At
or
John's place.
or like in her building, and she was gonna get the car from John, go back to her
Oh.
place.
I
And
don't
just
think she even knows. Or maybe she does now.
I
but
am
don't
so
know.
confused as
Well,
to where her stuff is.
Ramona arrives, and this is like they're actually enjoying themselves, the three of them, Dorinda, Bethany, and Carole. And then Ramona arrives, and it's not too shortly after that she disses Bethany. Bethany's on the phone with Bryn, and we all hear what she says. She's like, I want something really nice to drink, not Skinny Girl. Or she just said, like, they offered her Skinny Girl. She's like, I want something really nice.
Well,
right?
the way she even asked for it, like she walked in the door, and you know how she usually abuses the house staff when there's a staff when they stay somewhere.
Yes,
Well,
unpack
she
for me.
immediately walked in and talked to Dorinda that way.
Oh,
She
Lord.
goes, "Excuse me, can you get me a glass of red wine or something?" Like, this Dorinda didn't like set up this house. Like, if we're gonna technically
I
talk about
know.
it, like Bethany would be the host.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't you say, "Can I grab myself a glass of wine somewhere?" I just
Where
really
She
I
asked
grab
for
myself,
water.
yeah.
She's like, I want mountain water. And
She forces Sonia to go get her
Bottled water.
That was the greatest. Sonia pretending in the hallway that she went
That was
downstairs.
That was
awesome.
life.
1, 2, 3. Okay, here's
Yeah.
the mountain water. But seriously, this is like the same thing. You would think at this point Ramona would have watched the show and seen how she treats the staff at certain hotels.
She cares.
I don't think she cares. Nope.
No.
I
Doesn't
was
care.
rewatching not Scary Island. The
I love Scary Island.
I love Scary Island. This was the one with Be Cool, Don't Be All Uncool.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And just how she literally got there and was like, okay, you need to unpack for me and put all my stuff down like this
Oh,
and do this and do
yeah.
this and do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
And they were just like, what? And then she goes out in her stripper heels to the pool and is like hanging out to
Oh,
Carol's heels.
God.
Anyway, it just horrified me. So I'm just surprised it doesn't horrify her.
Did
Now-
that horrify you, or did the room situation horrify
No,
you
it's
more?
the same thing
Oh,
as
that makes
always.
me so
but
mad.
Yeah.
I thought Bethany's commentary was perfect. Like,
to LuAnn or to
when she was
Ramona?
speaking about Ramona,
right,
like,
right.
oh, we get it. You guys need the same room together, and you need a bath, and like, nothing's good enough. You want the best room, and
I mean, did Bethany really invite her, or is Bethany just saying, "Okay, guys, I know I'm on the show. Producers, I will do this for you. I'm on the show, and I'll invite."
Absolutely,
Ramona."
that was she.
She's not gonna
she
invite
wouldn't
Ramona.
Have, she wouldn't have invited her if she didn't have to.
It's contradicting
Yeah.
herself.
They
and
had
how
to.
I'm
real
glad
she
they
is.
made her because
Yeah.
this is gonna. I feel like this is gonna be good.
explosive.
So
do you-
awkward.
is it over now? No,
No.
we're gonna see the rest of it. So yeah, this is just the beginning. But I like the Sonia and Ramona. I wish they would have done a flashback to all of their like behaviors. But that's what I was waiting for. I'm
That
like, a
would've been-
flashback's gonna happen, and then like
Right.
nothing happened.
To all the vacations where they do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like watching an older like Simple Life, like a Paris and Nicole. Like they're just so
Yeah.
like random and like this is like their thing and stuff like that. So I think that they have fun with that. You know, they know they're being way extra.
Oh, they do. But how nice was that tub in Dorinda's room that
That's
they got
I
in?
think that's a soaking tub. Is it a Japanese soaking tub or something?
I don't know. I heard you say that, and I was like, oh,
I
fancy.
think that is. I think I've heard of those where like you
Oh.
can fit in it completely. The ping pong with LuAnn and Ramona. It was interesting what Ramona said. She said, "I'm not malicious. I don't have a bad bone in my body." I mean, do you think she actually believes that, or do you think she just says it?
I think she believes that.
I think she believes it too.
Sociopathic.
believes
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Good times. All right.
Delusional. Delusional.
Take us in.
Take us
Calm
down.
down. You're both white trash, Craig. Bethany and Tinsley kitchen talk. Bethany says she and Dennis are off and on. We kind of knew that. And explains like why that's the case and just her situation's not good. And kind of opens up a little bit to Tinsley that it's like a public situation that she's dealing with. It's just, she made it clear that it's not an easy situation, which is surprising that later on Tinsley has no idea, or acts like she has no idea, that Bethany has a publicized divorce that's going on everywhere. I mean, if you live in New York City, you would see it on Page 6 all the time in Radar, and especially if she's seeing articles of herself, if Tinsley's seeing articles about herself, she would see things about Bethany. But I just think she had a lapse. I don't think she actually remembered. But they're talking in the kitchen. She's opening up about her situation. Needs a guy. Says she would like him to maybe be Jewish. Can't be waspy. Needs a job. Needs to be a man. Okay. And just wants somebody. I think she's looking for somebody that doesn't exist. Just in the sense that she doesn't know what she wants. She's so up in
Yeah, I
the
agree.
air about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think like as the moments go and as the experiences go for her, like she's gonna change and evolve, and I think she's stuck between the past and the present. It shows when she's shopping for her house. So we're gonna hopefully see her like grow into this like new person, but I don't know, I feel like there's something missing there that's not
Yeah.
like housewife. It's like a feature.
Yeah, and I noticed it focusing in on her and alcohol since she mentioned it at the therapist. Now at dinner time, they've been constantly like showing little shots and her and Bethany talking about what she's drinking. So I think that that might be something they're trying to follow in the coming weeks.
Yeah. LuAnn wanted the nice room because she was just married and thought someone would have given her the
Oh,
nice room.
boy.
What?
I mean, when
What
she
is this? Are
started
you
up with
kidding?
that,
She
I
was
was
just
like,
about to be. She was just trying to be normal, kind of.
I was like, this is the best you could think of to try to get some camera time, LuAnn.
Oh my
like,
God,
give me
good
a
point.
break.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean, Bethany was like, really? Like,
Well, she
couldn't
was in the basement, so and the chef did use her restroom. God
Also,
forbid.
also, why did we not get to see her room? I thought that was
know.
weird.
I don't think maybe the cameras didn't fit in the corner they gave
Well,
her.
weren't they in the basement playing ping pong?
No, I know. I was just like.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, that was weird. Is there the townhouse? Dorinda says. Oh, Dorinda mentions that there's chaos in the townhouse, Sonia's townhouse, and Bethany says leave Sonia's or stay and abide by Sonia's rules to Tinsley when Tinsley kind of freaks out, which I think is actually, she just simplified it so much. It's like it makes you realize, like, what are you upset about, Tinsley? You constantly complain about something that you can fix. It's not like us, where like if we can't pay our rent or something one month, like we literally can't pay our rent. Like we literally are, like there's no solution.
There is no
other than
option.
just like we have no option. Like she has option. When you have money, you have options. Like
Right.
why do you think like you're stuck and you have no options?
Right. Like,
Yeah.
get a short-term month-to-month lease, and if you don't end up liking the place, look for another one while you're there. Like, Very simple to me.
So simple.
Well, that's why I get frustrated with her. It's like
Yeah.
this
That's the
rich girl
frustration.
syndrome of like, I'm so stuck. This is so hard. It's like, honey, you don't even know.
Yeah,
And
you
she
don't
doesn't
know.
even need to move into a place. She could just go to a hotel
Yeah,
and do an
exactly.
Her
extended
mother even
stay.
said, just go to a hotel.
Right.
Like, your mom's
Yeah.
willing to foot the bill, I think.
Done.
Yeah.
Then you'd have someone cleaning up your room every day, making your bed.
Clip.
Clip.
I'm gonna clip Tinsley.
And on that note, before we
Yes.
get into predictions, you have some news, Megan.
Oh yes. Okay, real quickly.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Oh gosh. Okay, so if you missed it on Saturday, LuAnn caught her barbecue and that's right backed up next to her house in the Hamptons on fire.
Ooh.
And her daughter got this great video of her trying to get the fire extinguisher open,
no.
accidentally spraying a friend in the face. It was a whole thing and it was hilarious. I think that ended up on LuAnn's Instagram, but her
Okay.
daughter originally took the video, so check her daughter's as well. Victorious.
Okay.
On Monday, Bethany filmed Shark Tank, and I have a source at the show who said she rocked it,
Ooh.
and she was all, quote, all business during taping, but so fun to party with. She went out with the crew and partied into the night
awesome.
and was like, apparently like the sweetest thing to all the crew. So
That would be out here that they film it, right?
yes, it is.
Cool.
And Jason was arraigned on extra stalking charges this week. So we heard about all this
Ooh.
stuff he did, and now when he had to go to court yesterday, they threw on a couple more allegations.
Oh boy.
I mean, he's
A third
so
and a fourth
angry.
degree of stalking.
He's so angry. It's so
don't know.
shocking to see someone
It's
who
so shocking.
came off so normal.
Well,
To be
remember
so
she would always
Super.
claim that and cry about it
Yeah.
on the show they had
Yes.
together, and I never believed her.
I can't even find Bethany Ever After. I wanted to rewatch some of it. It's literally
is
nowhere.
it on
She was
YouTube?
like,
I
she
couldn't
was
find
like,
it.
she
Maybe on
probably,
YouTube, maybe.
she's like a partner with Bravo, she says. So I'm like, she probably was like, I'm not gonna re-sign with you guys until you
I couldn't
scrub
find
Bethany
it
Ever
on
After.
Gone
iTunes.
for
I'm gonna have to
forever.
Look on YouTube, but yeah, it's just so sad and like I don't understand what he's trying to accomplish. She doesn't want him back, so what is he trying to do? Just ruin her life, I guess.
I guess just ruin it.
Crazy.
He probably
It's
feels like
scary.
she
It's
ruined
super
his
scary.
life, so he's trying to
Yeah.
do the same.
I wonder what his parents think because they seem like such sweet people.
Parents
They're
were,
the
yeah.
sweet people from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like I don't get it. I wonder what's up with Julie, by the way. Remember
Weinstein?
Bryn's godmother
Oh,
Julie
Julie.
from-
She moved to Pittsburgh and got married
got
and had
a
a
job,
kid.
but I wonder if like how she thinks of any of this.
I don't know. She did do Bethany's radio show when
She
she
did.
had it for that brief amount of time
Okay.
on Sirius. And they
Okay.
were like, we're still friends, blah, blah, blah.
wow,
We
okay.
both have daughters, so we talk all the time.
Okay, so yeah, let's get into predictions really quickly.
Your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
All right.
Looks like Dorinda's on a roll again because she starts yelling at LuAnn about Tom and saying, well, he was already out there doing his own thing before you. And LuAnn's trying to shut it down. We're married now. Once again, I do kind of agree. They're married now. They got to kind of let this go. But there has to be something that sets Dorinda to say that.
Right.
To like point out the obvious to her. I don't know what it is.
That's true.
But I'm excited to see that interaction and see Dorinda go wild.
I'm predicting maybe Bethany and Ramona might have talked. I feel like they might have talked because I saw some scenes and it looked like it was more peaceful.
Okay.
And it looked like a little bit, I don't know, we'll have to see. That's mine.
I'm just predicting a lot of drinking, hopefully some good fights. We'll see.
Okay, good times. Well, everybody, where can we find you? Starting with Megan Stecher.
You guys can find me on all my social medias. They are all at Megan Stecher. And look at my Instagram stories. I've been trying to be like doing it all day long for a couple days. So you guys can find out what I'm eating and what I'm doing.
This is Lyndsey here. You guys can find me on all things social media at Lyndsey Wegner or my blog, lyndsey.wegner.blogspot.com. It's LYNDSEYWEGNER.
Hey guys, I just dropped the promo video for Your Time with Thomas. It's been a long time coming. I've been working so hard on it. I'll take you through LA. We'll get to talk about fun stuff. Your Time with Thomas is the YouTube channel, so please subscribe and I'll see you there.
Awesome. I'm going to actually check that out. That's so cool. You can find me on Twitter at Ashley Daniels, Instagram Miss Ashley Daniels, and we will see you next week. We won't be melting. I don't know.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
hopefully not.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.